Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Couple videos ago, I gave my thoughts on the fact that I thought Leaf had finally jumped the shark in terms of its crazy parallel patterns and how over the last several years, parallel versions have just gone crazy, along with the fact that I think memorabilia cards are sort of losing their luster, or not much innovation can be done with memorabilia cards. And after I did that video, I thought to myself, it's easy to just complain about something. Hey, I don't like that, or it shouldn't be this way, whatever. It's easy to complain. But what I thought would be important is that if you don't like something, come up with a potential solution. So I took some time and thought about what my ideal set would be for Topps to release. So I went through all the various aspects of a set, what would be included, and just everything. So rather than me just complain about all these parallels and all this and all that, to again design a set that I think would address, at least for me, some of the issues that I have with some of these modern set releases. So I'm going to go through all the different aspects here, and again, would love your thoughts on what this set would look like. But let's just start off with the name of the set. I decided to choose Topps Classic. So the name harkens back to the legacy and the history of Topps baseball cards. It gives it that vintage feel, but maybe a modern twist to it. And in putting together this set, I tried to put myself into both sides of the hobby. On one hand, you have those that are looking for hits, value in a set, whether you're looking to flip, whether you're looking to invest, prospect, things like that. But on the other hand, I wanted to try to appeal to the long-time collectors, those that may be interested in vintage cards that maybe would draw them into buying this new product. Now, you can't satisfy everyone, so there's going to be some things that either side of the spectrum within this hobby would not like. But what I tried to do is think of a set that would, again, have some quality, but also value to them in the secondary market. So again, the name of my set would be Topps Classic. The size of the set, I chose that there would be a total of 800 cards in the base set. And those 800 cards would be divided into 4 different series of 200 cards each. There wouldn't be a sort of an update series. There would be Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, and Series 4, and they would be spread out throughout the year, mainly covering the months that baseball is in season. So while these dates may not be perfect, I'm thinking, Series 1 would be released sometime in March, around the start of baseball season, the hype, the interest in the new season. Series 2 maybe in May, Series 3 possibly August, and then Series 4 around the World Series time in October. Production. This is where I struggled the most in terms of how many of these cards are going to be produced. Now, I don't know the exact numbers. I'm just sort of going off my head, but it seems I wouldn't be surprised if the Topps flagship set has at least 1 million cards printed of each player. It would not surprise me if it's 1 million. So again, I wanted something that's limited, so a smaller supply, again, given demand, that secondary market value, but nothing too limited that would cause it to be a high-end product. So I went with a production of 25,000 for each base card. And the way I came up with this number is I wanted to take a look at how many cards of Mike Trout's Topps rookie card, his 2011 Topps Update base, none of the parallels. How many of his that base Topps Update rookie card have been graded? Well, according to PSA, about 12,000 total cards have been graded. Again, just the base. For BGS, it's been around 7,000, and for SGC, around 800. I didn't go into all the other grading companies. I just chose those three. But between those three, there's about 19,800 graded copies of Mike Trout's 2011 Topps Update base rookie card. So I figure with a population or a print run of 25,000 per card, not all of those cards are going to get graded. Now, I don't know what percentage of, I don't know how many 2011 Topps Update cards were produced, but I'm assuming several 100,000. So even if 50% of those cards were to get graded, either to flip or as an investment, or whether a collector would want to get, a particular rookie card or a card graded, even if it's half, that would give a total graded population of 12,500, which is a lot less than the total graded population of the Mike Trout rookie card. So again, limited supply of graded cards may lead to higher secondary prices, getting that value from the set. So 25,000 print run of each base card. In terms of the packaging, I figured since each series is only going to have 200 cards, that there would be 5 cards per pack and 24 packs per box. So in terms of the price point, again, I don't know the production costs of these cards, but they're not going to be fancy, modern, foil this, refractor technology that. So I think the print costs may be lower. So I'm thinking $5 a pack, which turns out to be $1 per card, which comes out to about $120 a box. Now, to me, given where box prices are right now, seems fairly reasonable. Seems a price point that the casual buyer like myself, who just likes to occasionally rip some packs, $5 a pack for 5 cards or to buy a box for $120 doesn't seem unreasonable. It's not up there at $200, $250, $400 a box, but maybe high enough for those flippers investors to say, okay, there may be some value here for $120. For like distribution and packaging, no hobby exclusive boxes, no jumbo boxes, no jumbo packs, no blaster or hanger boxes. We're going basic. A 24 pack, if you want to call it a wax box, okay? They would be available through retail, say Walmart, Target, Walgreens, you name it, as well as card shops. So distribution everywhere equal, and so that everyone can get a chance to buy them. Now, again, depending on the popularity, you may see some of those retail runs, people buying up product and reselling. I don't know. Hopefully that has gone by the wayside. But some more aspects of this set. No insert sets. We're talking base product here. Okay, so you're not going to get these filler inserts of a lot of this stuff that many people may not care about, especially if it's non-serial numbered. So no inserts. Okay. In terms of parallels, the only parallel that would be in my set, there would be 10 cards in each series of 200. So 10 cards would have an autograph version of the base card. So there could be 25,000 printed of the base card, and then another of those 10, there would be an autograph version. And all the autographs would be on-card autographs. They will be serial numbered, hand serial numbered out of 50. So there would be, in each series, there would be a total available of 500 autographed, on-card autograph cards. There would be no redemptions. So if a player doesn't sign in time to put the cards in the packs for that series, doesn't get entered. Okay, so no redemptions. Short prints. All right. Thinking of having some short prints. So out of the 200 base cards, there would be 10 of them. Maybe the same players as the ones that have autographs, maybe different. It doesn't matter. But each series would have 10 base cards that are short printed. And the production run for those 10 cards would be 5,000. It wouldn't be serial numbered, but the stated print run would be 5,000. So 190 of the base cards would have a print run of 25,000. And then 10 cards would have a print run of only 5,000. I didn't calculate the odds of the short prints or the autograph parallels, or if you want to call them inserts. I would call them a parallel, an autograph parallel, but anyway. If I did my numbers correctly, for each series based on 5 cards per pack and 24 packs per box, there should be a production run of about 40,000 boxes. So to me, that seems like a pretty big number. That, spread out 40,000 boxes, you should be able to find it in retail. You should be able to find it in your local card shop. Breakers should be able to get their allocation. So I think that's a reasonable number, again, that's for each series, 40,000 boxes. So I didn't calculate what the odds would be of finding a short print or an autograph. So it may not be every box gets an autograph, okay? But that would make, finding those autographs or those short prints, again, something to chase after. Not like, okay, I'm guaranteed one autograph and let's open cards. The thing I hate to see is, oh, well, okay, I'm looking for the one autograph card in the box. So open this pack, just thumb through, common, nope, not hit here, and just toss the other cards away as they're worth nothing. I want to avoid that. I want the hits to be really hard to find, because then when you do hit them, again, that secondary market value would be there. So included within the 200 card base set, I would like to see 15 cards of Hall of Famers. One to appease to the maybe vintage collectors, the other long-term collectors out there. But for those that want to collect modern cards, especially the younger generation, to get them familiar with some of the greatest players of all time. So each series would have 15 cards featuring a Hall of Famer. In Series 1, I would include league leaders cards from the previous season. So there would be a league leader card, and on the front, going back to vintage cards, it wouldn't just be the winner or the one that had that, that led the league in that category. but maybe the top 2 or 3 featured on the card, and on the back maybe a list of the top 20 or whatever. But it would be the league leaders for in each league for home runs, RBIs, batting average, for pitchers, wins, ERA, and strikeouts. And then it would be one for the MVP of each league, and then one for the Cy Young, a winner in each league. So there would be a total of 16 league leader cards, 8 for each league. In Series 3, it would include 64 All-Star cards. I believe there are 32 players from each league selected to the All-Star team, I think, if I did my research right. So 64 All-Star cards out of the 200 would be released in Series 3, which would follow the All-Star game. Okay. So if I did my math correctly, a total of 800 cards in the set, Series 1 through 4. There would be a total of 60 Hall of Famers, 16 League Leaders cards, 64 All-Stars. So that leaves 660 cards for the current players of the today's teams. So with 30 teams, that works out to 22 players per team across the 4 different series. So in each series, you would have 5 or 6. I think it comes out to 5.5. So some series, a team may have 5 players featured in that series. Other series, they may have 6 players. So with a starting lineup of 9 players, 10 if you count a DH, plus the pitching rotation, relief pitchers, you should be able to feature, the main starting lineup of a team, maybe some utility players, and still have room for a few rookies for that team. This isn't going to be heavily weighed toward rookies. So again, each team may have, and again, depending on the design, you may be able to fit, 2, 3 rookies, a multiplayer rookie card possibly. If a certain team has a group of hot prospects or rookies that want to be featured and there's not enough room or allocation for that team, so it may be a single player or a multiplayer set of rookies for each team, but there should be a decent amount of available rookies. So again, if each team would get 2 cards for rookies, there's 60 rookies that would be in the 800 card set. All right, finally, the design. What would this card set look like? Well, one thing is I would want to go back to cardboard material. Not this white, shiny, plasticky looking material. None of these thick cards that are completely shiny on the front and back. I'm thinking Topps Heritage. And if you've been following along, you may be thinking, John, this sounds a lot like either Topps Archives or Topps Heritage. And I have to admit, there was some basis for working off of, say, Topps Heritage. But in Topps Heritage, you have inserts, you have autographs, you have short prints, you have memorabilia cards. So you have a lot of those things. You have some parallels. Okay, you have, the purple border, you have the chrome and the refractors. You have that within Heritage. So I got rid of all that stuff, but you can say the basis of this ideal set of mine could be based in Topps Heritage. But again, the design of Topps Heritage has been, all right, let's use a previous design from Topps. And they've been going incrementally year by year through the vintage sets of Topps, but using the same design. This set of mine would be a completely new, brand new design concept. So again, going back to the brownish cardboard. Now for the fronts, they'd have sort of like a semi-gloss to them. But here's an example of 2015 Topps Heritage. Okay, you can see there's a little bit of glare because there's a semi-gloss. But if you've taken a look at some of the Heritage sets, I think because they relied too much on the cardboard feel, and I do like the thickness of the Topps Heritage, but I think they relied too much on the full cardboard, because some of the image quality is not necessarily to my liking. So I'm sure the technology is there that they could put something on the top of the cardboard to allow more of a crisper, cleaner, more detailed image. So I'm thinking in terms of a vintage set, 1969 Topps. Now, not all of the images are, really crisp and clean, but I tend to notice 1969 Topps has some really sharp-looking images. The one that keeps popping into my mind is the Willie Mays card. Okay, the crispness of that photography shot, the photograph of Willie Mays, is really great. So, like a combination of that quality and think Stadium Club, somewhere in the middle there, where you have a high quality image of that player. All right, I did a mock-up design of a base card and an all-star card, and I'm going to show it off here. Don't be too hard on me. All right, I'm not a graphic designer, and I literally put these designs together in about an hour. All right, but here is an example of the front of the card. All right, again, don't judge me too harshly here, but hopefully you'll understand the concept. All right, so the cards would have a white border, and the primary focus of the card would be on the player's image. None of this fancy bottom border swirls, lines, whatever that some of the modern, recent Topps sets have come up with. Basic design, I'm thinking a cross between 1957 Topps, 1967 Topps, and throw in maybe a little bit of a 1964 Topps design, at least for the first year of this set. So you have the player's name and position down at the bottom, pretty basic. Maybe a facsimile autograph like they used to do back in the older Topps sets, and some banner designation of the team at the top, but the main focus would be the player's image. All right, so that's the base card. For the All-Star card, I took my inspiration from, I think it's the 1961 MVP cards that are part of the set. So here you have a red background. So for the American League, there would be a red background, and for the National League players, there would be a blue background. And in the middle, you have sort of an outline of the baseball infield, and sort of inserted in there is sort of a portrait image of the player. At the top, say, would be the player's name, and at the bottom, it'd be American League All-Star or National League All-Star. So again, hopefully you get the concept of what I'm looking for there. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is, and this may not be, I don't know how it would be perceived by modern collectors looking to grade cards and expecting every single card to come out of a pack being a perfect 10. And if there's anything slightly wrong with the card, they want to send it back to Topps or whomever and get a replacement, because with today's technology, all cards coming out of a pack should be a 10. Well, that's not how this set may necessarily turn out. Now, nothing's going to be done on purpose, but I figure that with going back to more of a cardboard design, a thinner card here, that there could be instances during the printing process that a card may be slightly off center. There could be a corner ding. There could be maybe some surface issues a little bit. So again, I wouldn't say on purpose poor production, but something where not every single card is going to grade a PSA 10. You could get some that are just off a little bit, maybe PSA 9, maybe even a few PSA 8s in there. Again, that would go to the secondary market that, hey, if you found a PSA 10 from this set, especially maybe one of the short prints that there's only 5,000 of. I think I mentioned that the short prints, there would be 10 short printed and the production limited to 5,000. So if I missed that, forgive me. But if you get one of those short prints in a PSA 10 with only 5,000 of them, that should provide a good secondary value there. So I think that's, hopefully I covered everything in terms of what my ideal new modern set for Topps would be. Would love to know your thoughts. Did I miss something? Is there something that, hey, John, 25,000 is way too low, way too high? There's no way they could sell it for $5 a pack or this or that. Would love to know your thoughts on the design elements of a new Topps. I wouldn't say replacing the flagship product, but a new set for Topps to release to get away with all these parallels and inserts, and that's what everyone chases and all that stuff. So again, please let me know in the comments and try to spare me some of the comments on my design abilities. So with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.